This ain't cynical, nano subliminal. I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, lil' mama claims she want a soldier, not the type be in the tank, but in that Rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, oh yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like, yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like, yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh.
My name is Diana Din, and today we'll be discussing the topic of whether or not we should abolish America's favorite sport, football. In light of recent events, a death occurrence happened on my high school football field. Our linebacker was tackled and died upon impact during our homecoming game. The incident brought about a debate within the school that split our school into two different sides. One are supporters of the continuation of football, and the other is the abolishment of football. And there were more people in favor of abolishing the sport due to a correlation in high percentage of concussion, the consequential influence on illnesses and death, and its effects on the education of our young players. According to an MFL commissionary, about 100 million people watch the Super Bowl every year, Mueller 2010. However, this love for football has made us oblivious to the fact that the injury rates was so high, that the injury rate skyrocketed within the last few years. It was so bad that a Congress meeting was called to attention. So what is concussion? Concussion is a short-term disturbance in the brain function, Mueller 2010. Concussion can happen when the brain collides with your skull. When the brain collides with the skull, in terms creating an interference. Although it is just a short-term effect, a series of concussion can have a big impact on your brain. The long-term effects of concussion can vary from traumatic brain injury, stroke, Alzheimer's disease, depression, poor motivation. The long-term effects can damage both the player health and mental stability. Moreover, it is often overlooked. These long-term effects can vary from traumatic brain injury, stroke, Alzheimer's disease, depression, poor motivation, and concentration, Mueller 2010. Not only does it create long-term illnesses, sometimes it can lead to death. NCCISR reports show that during 2005 to 2014, a total of 28 deaths occurred among high school and college football players, Coursera and all 2017. These deaths were a result of tackles and head-on collision during practice or during a game. Also, death that occurs off the field, and most players are relatively young. An autopsy are performed on their brain. There were signs of neurodegeneration similar in Alzheimer's disease, Mueller 2010. Therefore, we can confidently conclude that football can have a big toll on the lives of young and adult players. While football proves to have a big impact on the life of a football players, it also takes effects in their education. Many student athletes struggle to find a balance in both school and sport. Until 1972, the emphasis on sport often eclipses the need for a good education. Coaches emphasize the need for practice, but forget to understand that not all students can make it in the professional league. The pressure of this double burden can hinder a student's success. Even with these very valid points, a lot of football players can claim that coaches and teams have gotten better at safety, Barry 2016, or at least making it safer to play the sport. New measures such as better football helmet and trauma therapies to exist in order to aid the ill. They believe that guidelines can easily help protect the brain and health of countless children and young adults, Mueller 2010. They justify the claims with the 35% reduction in concussion since 2012 and from an MFL report buried 2016. Furthermore, the supporter of football also claimed that focusing on football can lead to exceptional college education that produces young men of confidence and disciplines. While the casualties decrease in time, one cannot ignore the fact that there are other causes of death, such as heat stroke during a summer practice. Corey Stinger died of a heat stroke while attending a football camp, an environment that should be safer. Then Corey Stinger died of a heat stroke while attending a football camp, an environmental that should have been safe to play on. Consequently, even with better helmet, drama therapies, and new guidelines to improve the sport, overall it is still a very dangerous, and all it takes is one accident to end a life. So to say, football is a dangerous sport that causes brain injury, deadly illnesses, death, and failure to maintain a proper education. Injuries in football can happen daily, despite the introduction of safety equipment and guidelines. Hence, due to its dangerous and aggressive nature, the effects that it brings. So to say, I believe we should abolish America's all-time favorite sport to promote safety in high school, college, and professional life.